Chapter 8. Back home, Joe jolted awake at 2:44 a.m., drenched in sweat. His chest heaved as the remnants of a nightmare clung to him, his mother's death replaying in flashes he couldn't escape. The silence of the house pressed down on him, heavy, suffocating. He sat up, uneasy, his gut whispering that something was wrong, that someone was watching. The bedroom door shattered inward with a violent crack. Splinters flew across the room. Through the wreckage stood a pale figure, unnervingly still, sharp eyes glinting in the moonlight. He wore a fancy vest that somehow made him look both elegant and dangerous. In his hands gleamed something far worse, an iron axe, raised high, swung with terrifying intent. Joe froze, instinct screaming at him. He had no idea who this was. Not a neighbor, not a burglar he recognized. Nothing. The figure felt like a ghost, but alive, real, and lethal. And somehow, just somehow, Joe thought of him as John. A name that slipped from his lips before his mind could protest, a placeholder for the nightmare standing before him, because he couldn't wrap his head around anything else. Joe staggered to his feet, panic and instinct colliding. He lunged toward the nearest drawer, yanking it open with trembling hands. Inside, his dagger. The blade hissed against the wood as he snatched it up just in time. Steel met steel with a violent clang. The dagger quaked under the force of the axe, Joe's hands rattling from the impact. His breath caught in his throat. The pale man's strength was inhuman. And then, just as suddenly as he had appeared, he was gone. The pressure lifted. The room fell silent. No footsteps, no breath, nothing. Only the ruined door and the echo of steel still ringing in Joe's ears. Joe stood frozen, dagger still clutched tight, chest rising and falling in uneven gasps. Sleep was no longer possible. He sat awake until dawn, haunted by the thought that now gnawed at him. Maybe his respawn wasn't a gift at all. Maybe it was a curse. The next morning, Joe tried to shake the shadows from his mind. He gathered his team, picking up Barley and Poco, the three of them together for the first time outside Poco's home. Poco hopped into the back seat, cradling his brand-new guitar, still proud of it. But then his gaze landed on Barley, metallic face glowing faintly, voice box humming. Poco blinked, laughed nervously, and blurted, "Hey, caramba, the bartender's a robot." Barley gave a polite wave, his tone perfectly flat. "Name's Barley. I serve drinks. What'll it be, sir?" Poco muttered under his breath, eyes wide. "Dios mio, this team is loco." Joe, for once, almost smiled. The team was strange, unlikely, but it was his.